So, there's this movie coming out on June 3rd. I'm sure if you have anything to do with the disabled community, you have heard about it. It is called Me Before You. And basically, the movie, spoiler alert, the guy gets in an accident. He decides that he's gonna give his family 6 months, and then after 6 months, he's gonna go for assisted suicide. Well, his family decides to hire somebody to basically be his companion. And this person that is hired as his companion does not know that he intends to kill himself after the 6 months. Well, they fall in love. You would think that's great. He falls in love. Life is just grand, they live on and be happy. No, that's not the case. He actually still decides that even though he fell in love, life still isn't worth living. He thinks he's a burden to her and all that crap. So he basically goes to Switzerland, where it's legal to do that in the country, and decides to do assisted suicide. And so he dies at the end. He leaves the woman money, and so I guess that's supposed to mean that life is great. And I guess it's supposed to be good for the disabled community. When I first heard about this movie, I was so upset. I was so angry at this movie. We don't need another thing just showing how horrible life is with a disability, because that's not accurate. Most of us do not feel that way. Even people that have not been paralyzed their entire life like I have, most do not feel that way. I'm not against this movie. I'm against the fact that this is the only type of thing that you see out there. Nobody has a good, positive experience with disability that they can tell you about from a movie or a book that they've read. So I think with this, I'm going to tell you not to go see the movie. I think every single person with a disability should go to the movies on June 3rd when this movie comes out. For a class of people that are rarely, if ever, seen in public or in the movies, to completely boycott a movie because it doesn't give an accurate portrayal of them is just asinine, really. If we sit at home and we don't go to this movie, nobody's gonna sit there and say, oh, the poor cripples didn't like this movie, and so they're sitting at home boycotting. No, they don't see us out in public anyways, so they're not going to be thinking about it at all. They're just going to have the movie in front of their face thinking, oh man, this guy doesn't think life is worth living. It probably isn't, so if I end up in a wheelchair, I'm going to go kill myself too. Or if one of my family members ends up in a wheelchair, I'm going to tell them to do the same as well. Boycotting this movie is not the answer. I think that we should see this movie, and I think that we should see every other movie that is out that entire week. I think that all across America, we need to fill up every possible seat, both the real seats and the ones that they make for us there, to just show the world that we can be out in public, and we can be happy, and we can have fun, and just give them something else to think about. And I know that when I go to a place and there's more than a wheelchair or two, I'm kind of like, what's going on? That's not normal to see that. Unless it's an actual disabled event, you don't see that a lot. So I know if I went to the movie theater and I saw 10, 20, 30 or more wheelchairs, I would be wondering what is going on. So it's my thought that if we all decide to go to the movies on June 3rd, and for that week, that people are going to think, what in the world, this is unusual, and they're going to want to ask questions to me, to their neighbor. People are naturally curious, and if they see 30 wheelchairs in the movie theaters, they're going to start asking questions, even if they just lean over to the person next to them. Hey, why are all these people here in wheelchairs? This is unusual. That is what I believe will actually be the conversation starter that maybe, just maybe, could get to the right person. And maybe, just maybe, they'll hear that to vilify disability is unacceptable. I believe that this aspect should be shown in TV and in movies. And I also believe that we need an accurate representation. And in more cases than not, people actually are happy. They can live a happy, healthy, normal life. That is what we need to see. That is what gives people hope. That is what helps us get equal treatment. So I hope that you will join me on June 3rd if you're in the Virginia Beach or Hampton Roads area. Awesome. Contact me through the Facebook page and we'll go see the movie together. But I hope that you guys will do this all over the country so we can be the conversation starter as to why we're there and say we're here not to boycott Hollywood, but to show Hollywood that you're wrong. You're wrong in what you're showing. And we want to show you the truth about disability and that we're not going to sit around and take this anymore. We want to be shown for who we truly are. My name is Kristen and I am Living Able.